awareness is immortal, then why is it that we don't experience immortality? It is the belief and when awareness overlooks itself, mixes itself with the contents of its thoughts, sensations, and perceptions. Which is constantly changing, starting and stopping. See it in your experience right now. As we close the eyes, perception of seeing. According to the dream character, which is just a thought, the perception of seeing disappears. All perceptions start and stop, move and change, come and go. All thoughts, all sensations, the same, appear and disappear. And if awareness overlooks itself and mixes itself with this experience, which is constantly appearing and disappearing, starting and stopping, it creates fear of death. Yes, thoughts, sensations, and perceptions, they are born every moment and they die every moment. But the one that is aware of them is that one appearing and disappearing. Have you ever experienced yourself start and stop? Is the sun switched on and switched off? Is awareness switched on and switched off? Or is it ever present reality, underlying as a background of all ever-changing experiences. And gives a sense of continuity to all these intermittent experiences of thoughts, sensations, and perceptions. When that is seen clearly, fear of death is just another belief and falls off like a dried autumn leaf. So when Baba says, you are like me, ever happy. How is that? What is he seeing? He's seeing, I cannot be diminished or aggrandized by any experiences of mind, body, that is mind-body world. That is thoughts, sensations, and perceptions. To be even more precise. Therefore, I'm fulfilled. And thus, I'm ever happy. Baba says, you're Om Shanti, a peaceful, silent being. Why? Not because that there's a state of mind that is peaceful. But because I have no objective experience, I'm silence. Which means no images, no thoughts, no perceptions. Before any thoughts, before and prior to any perceptions, prior to any sensations, prior to any activity, that which is my truth. That's what Baba's looking at. And that is why he says, there's nothing there to disturb. And that is why you are undisturbable peace. See this in your experience. And you're ever pure. And it's not just some moral purity, but also because you're unmixed and untouched by any contents of your thoughts. The contents of your thoughts cannot limit you or stain you. Just like the colorless light. It assumes all the colors, present as colorless light in all the colors, but not limited by any color. Unlimited colorless light. Similarly, I, the being, assume the form of all limited knowledge that is thoughts, perceptions, but unstained, untouched by any form I assume. And therefore unlimited, infinite being, pure being. Why am I ageless? Because I don't appear in time. Something that doesn't appear in time, how can it have an age? I am dimensionless. So how can I have a shape or a size? I don't appear in space. In fact, the only knowledge of space is a perception. And only knowledge of time is a thought. And thought and perception appear in awareness. Which means time and space appears in awareness. as a concept. Awareness doesn't appear in a concept. So how can there be age or a dimension to me? All concepts appear and disappear in me as a coloring. So take this moment and imagine removing all thoughts and all perceptions. What is left? A thought will come saying nothing. It can't be nothing because there is. This thought is also being observed. This thought which says there is nothing left is also being observed. Yes, the word or the name we can give, the thought can give, not we, but the thought can give, is pure silence. It's a name. Pointing at one which is unnameable. Pointing at one which has no form. And that is why no word, no thought can come even close to describing or defining the pure presence. Just know, pure knowing that one is without any thoughts or perceptions, which means no experience of sight, sound, touch, taste, smell, sensations, thoughts, nothing. Then that which is there is the irreducible self. absolutely naked being. Mind may struggle trying to find some image, some color, some description, some name. It may be running helter-skelter, trying to find something to define this unnameable, irreducible being. It's a blind spot for the mind. Because mind only works with images, thoughts, colors, shapes, sizes, perceptions. So the best it comes up with, it's dark, it's blank. These are the words it comes up with to define the luminous, unnameable, irreducible, being of pure presence. Now allow thinking and perceptions to come back. And it's as though the being clothes itself in this activity of thinking and perceiving. And suddenly time, space, colors, descriptions, everything comes into play in appearance. And now again, take away this seeming costume, which is not superimposed from outside somewhere, because there is no outside for this being, dimensionless being. In fact, they appear within this dimensionless being and seem to veil or clothe dimensionless presence. So again and again, take off all the clothing of thoughts and perceptions and see how the world, the mind, and the body disappears. And then the being allows itself to be clothed again with thoughts and perceptions, time and space, concepts, and appear to come into action. In the beginning, it will be back and forth, back and forth. And in time, you can see yourself as this naked, unnameable, ever-present background of all the thinking and perceiving, acting and relating. And then in time, you won't just be in the background, but in the midst of the colorful activity, in the foreground. It's like you are there through and through, just like the screen and the images. There's no distance between the images and the screen. Images are appearances made out of the screen. So it's just screen through and through. Similarly, it's not like when activity appears to happen, you disappear. No, you're there through and through. Then you will not keep the world at bay or avoid the activities to remember yourself and the Father. But you are ever present. Being. Om. Silence.